The summer vacation had started after a busy college year. Max had planned to go to his late uncle's place in the outskirts for a change of scenery. He wanted to spend his vacation in a quieter place, cherish his solitude and the nature around him, and most importantly, get some writing done. His real name wasn't Max, but he liked to call himself that. He wasn't much of a writer, but was in love with the idea of being one, though skeptical about his own ability. The first time he saw them, the only noteworthy thing was that these were the first young people he had seen around the place, mostly inhabited by people in their twilight years. Yeah, my uncle wanted to give. It is apparently. It's supposed to be something quite rare and precious. Belong to some ruler here, I'm not so sure. It looks ordinary. I mean, I could get the estimate when I return. Yeah. Nice place they've got here.
It also helped with cutting research. And also in Malacca.
The last pyramid caused an uproar when it was constructed in the Napoleon courtyard. It's Renaissance architecture. Now Paris.
교수가 교수를 한번 시작해보겠습니다. 신나에게 한 가지 능력을 준다고 하면 어떤 능력을 갖고 싶은가요? 저 같은 경우에는 신나 운동이에요.
Max was a slave to routine. He had thought of escaping the daily grind to relax and try a few new things in the new place and sightsee around. But the only place he went out to was a nearby restaurant when he felt hungry. Even in the new surroundings, he fell into a routine. It was more relaxed than usual, but still routine it was. Max had heard something, but wasn't sure who or what it was. He wasn't even sure if it was from a dream or an actual intruder or some neighborhood animal. Paranoid, he soon started keeping the idol with himself. There wasn't anything particularly special about the boy and the girl, but he felt something akin to comfort seeing them every day, same place, same time. He started wondering about them and about different narratives. Who were these people? Were they friends or young lovers? That sounded too obvious. He wanted to write a story about family, so he imagined them being siblings from a broken marriage, witnessed to many cruel and violent arguments, circumstances forcing them to meet like this after a couple of years. He had found an inn, as words started to flow. The story had changed. There was something more going on here. Maybe it wasn't about innocent affection. They seemed to transfer a package. Was the young girl dealing drugs? Was it stolen money? Out of necessity or just a thrill? This could be a story about lost innocence, or about small time crimes in a small town. So many paths this could take, he mused. Bewildered, he didn't know what hit him, both literally and figuratively. To calm down, he decided to get away for a while and do a bit of sightseeing around. His initial response was that he had been the audience, the pawn who was played all along by the two people, that he was the target and it was a successful con job. That would have been a neat ending. Then he began to have doubts. How could they have known that he would be involved in this routine of observing and then following them? Also, no one knew that he had kept the idol with him. So was the attacker someone unrelated? Did something actually dangerous happen to them? He had no answers. He just had to accept he wasn't the writer here. He felt oddly relieved later that night. He was no poorer than he was earlier, he thought. Full of inspiration, he felt like a real writer. He didn't know what was the opposite of writer's block, but he certainly had that. He slept very well that night. He felt more intrigued by the mystery of the situation than actual worry in case something bad had happened to the boy and the girl. He felt guilty about not feeling guilty enough, realizing he had always been seeing them as characters, but not as real people. The vacation was one he wouldn't forget. He tried to convince himself that not having all the answers was not necessarily a bad thing, but deep down he felt more than a tinge of disappointment. He would never know what really happened that summer.